I'm Benjamin. I'm the managing director from Blockrocket. Just 2-3 minutes about us, and then I will hand over to our first startup for today. So we basically have 3 different use cases as an accelerator that might be interesting for you. So either if you are a blockchain startup yourself, preferably in early stage, operating in Germany, then you can apply for a program. You will have a variety of different benefits that you can access. Second use case, if you're a corporate and you're interested in blockchain-related workshops or matchmaking services regarding the German blockchain ecosystem, then feel free to reach out to us. Third use case, if you are an investor and you're looking to increase your deal flow or to gain more exposure to the market, especially in regards to early stage blockchain startups, then again, feel free to reach out to us. We launched our program approximately a year ago and have gained quite some traction since then. We have more than 200 partner organizations we work together with, received far more than 100 startup applications so far. We're active in several cities, mostly Berlin, Munich, and Frankfurt. Now in Corona, it's all digital anyways. We hosted more than 20 events so far, and we accepted the first 30 startups into our program, of which some are present today. Just a quick overview of partnerships we have, ranging from tech, legal, business consultancies to investors, banks, universities, think tanks, and many more. We have events quite frequently. So we have at least one startup pitch event per month, similar to the one today. Those events are quite competitive, so startups have the chance to apply for those sessions independently from our program. For the event today, we had more than 50 applications alone. And usually we try to pick 5 to 7 startups that are either completely new or that we deem as very interesting to get some exposure. We also have at least one quarterly investor roundtable. So those events are exclusive. They are dedicated for blockchain startups that are in early stage, that are actively looking for funding. And we will invite usually 30 to 40 handpicked VCs and investors where they can pitch. We also have a few side events and workshops, etc. So if you are a startup and you're interested in our program, then feel free to apply. We're looking forward to your applications. If you are a corporate or investor and you're interested in a potential collaboration with us, then feel free to reach out to me. Those are my contact details, my mail address, my LinkedIn URL. I will also post it again in our WhatsApp group. And yeah, that's it from my side. Now I would like to hand over to the first startup for today pitching, which is Tim from Arkane.
One quick thing in between for the listeners, the WhatsApp chat, you can also find the link to join in the email that you've got from Eventbrite. So if you haven't had a chance to scan the QR code, just go in the email, click on the chat link, and it will open. All right, that's it. Let's continue with the startup.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining me here today. My name is Tim Dierckxsens. I'm co-founder of Arkane Network, and today I'm going to tell you why blockchain means business, and more specifically, how you can integrate blockchain within your business using the Arkane platform. Now, what we want to do is we want you to focus on your business and your clients, and we help you to shape your future, and we help you to scale faster. We do this by providing a platform so you can access up to 9+ blockchain ecosystems through our APIs and our microservices. We have an integrated approach so that you can integrate your processes or your business with blockchain technologies and customize products for your clients and your users. Because we want you to build amazing products with blockchains that can scale, but without the technology challenges and at the fraction of the cost compared to doing everything yourself. Most of you already know what the benefits of blockchain is today, and especially what the problem is, and this is that even the industry leaders do not understand how they can change the way they develop business today or the way they develop software today. And we've translated everything into APIs and microservices so that they can really start to leverage the platform and have all the benefits of blockchain there. It's an all-in-one solution to build and launch a blockchain-powered product. It's an industry-leading API platform with additional security solutions. It is fully customizable, secure. It works on anything, on any device, web, mobile, or console. And it's especially developer friendly. We've built this with developers in mind so that they can customize for the business that they're in and develop the use case with blockchain technology. We built Arkane so that the companies of tomorrow, so that we can fuel them because they are shaping the future. We want to give you the freedom and the tools to build the next generation of digital innovation. Build and maintain the technology infrastructure is what we do. With our APIs, we fit into your business and plug into your workflow. Within our platform, we also bundle the best-in-class services or protocols and bring it to your doorstep. And we help guide you in your technical needs because we want to free you and give you control over your customers so that you can build and enhance your product. And you have a choice on how you work with us. You can use our white label services, or we can actually help you interface with blockchain for your end users. Because in the end, we want you to focus on growing your business. We have dedicated tools and services, and you can interact with Arkane through our website or APIs. The benefit that we provide you is we give you the ability to create, manage digital assets or collectibles. We provide you a marketplace service that you can sell and trade those collectibles or cryptocurrencies. It is something that can be fully white labeled and available across multiple blockchains. We also have additional benefits as in we provide custodial services where we also do the private key management. As I said before, it's completely platform independent. And by providing a developer toolkit, business analytics, and a full testing and staging environment and customer support, it is something that is fully enterprise ready. Now, to help businesses get started, we usually have 4 phases. We help you discover whether it actually makes sense to leverage blockchain for your business or for your use case. We guide you in making the right technology choices, as in which blockchain is right for you, will scale, will improve your needs. And we have the additional tech support and services within our platform to enable you as a business and your developers to move forward. And we also continue our support while you launch. Now, we are currently closing a round. We have 75% of our round committed, a 2 million VC round that already has a lead investor. So we are still closing with a final ticket size of 500,000 euros available. And after that, we are ready to scale. My name is Tim Dierckxsens, and thank you for listening. I'm looking forward to your questions.
Perfect. Thank you, Tim. It was exactly 5 minutes. Next would be Fernando. Jan, can you unmute Fernando? Fernando's next. Yeah.
On it.
So unmute now. Can you guys hear me well?
Yes, loud and clear.
Fantastic. Now let me just share my screen so that we are there. Hold on a second. Let me just put it in full screen. And then we can get started. Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm co-founder of CurioInvest, a platform that allows you to invest in collectible assets. My name is Fernando, and today I would share with you how you can invest in collectibles like a hedge fund. Hold on a second. Great. So this is a Ferrari F12 TDF. In 2015, it was bought for $450,000. 8 months later, it was brought to an auction in LA and sold for $1.5 million. I want you to picture this. Someone who bought this asset, parked it in his garage, earned $130,000 per month, just like that. It turns out that collectibles as an alternative class is more than just this particular asset. When we look at watches, art, wine, they have performed very interestingly, even outperforming some of the indexes that we all follow. But cars have performed staggeringly. Now the question is, why aren't we all doing this? Well, clearly getting into this asset class is not trivial. When we look at, usually these assets are sold through very narrow networks, so they're very hard to find. And if you have the capital, you would need lots of money to acquire it. Afterwards, you would need to take care of these assets in a garage, and you will need to wait until you find a buyer or a seller for the particular purchase item that you have. Clearly not for everyone. Now, recent developments in the market have reconsidered the reason of collectibles and have them brought to the headlines. You see record cash piling up, and you also see performance of these assets reaching new records. What's very attractive about collectibles as an alternative asset class is that their properties reflect some sort of safe haven, recognized by likes such as gold or other pieces of art. So Curio is making it very easy for you to invest in this collectible asset. Our promise is to bring you a deal flow of top better collectible assets. These assets are tokenized, insured, securely stored in warehouses, and you can trade them through different exchanges and so on. So for the first time, you can access this asset class without the hassles of taking care of the actual asset. And for us to make that possible, we're making it very seamless for you to sign up into our platform, pay with whatever fiat or cash or crypto that you want to use, and ultimately access this asset class. Now, our roadmap is developing on 3 pillars. On the first hand, we're launching CurioInvest Black that makes it possible for wealthy individuals to access bigger tickets. As the project rolls out, we will then start decreasing the entry barrier, bringing it to 100 francs, if not less. And right after, we will then provide additional services around this ecosystem, such as loans on your tokens and things like that. So very exciting roadmap. And as you can see, we're matching this experience of investing with collecting, or the passion of it. And what we're doing, the way we're doing this is by having the opportunity for you to access these assets, learn about the story, have a beautiful pictures, content, and ultimately being able to trade it at regulated exchanges. Now, some of us are probably not familiar, but the collectibles market is massive. Over $7 billion are already being purchased year over year, and this market is growing. Already collectors, the top 100 collectors hold 3,500 cars worth 10 billion. And when you look at other traditional investments like real estate, private equity, you see that collectibles, as a matter of fact, is 2 times, at least for these collectors, as part of their portfolio. So definitely considerable.
You have 30 more seconds.
Okay. So we're the first to market, and we're leveraging the new regulatory landscape. We're bringing the platform for also asset managers to provide this to their clients so that they can increase their exposure into digital assets. Our business model leverages upon users rebalancing their portfolio in the near future, but pays the bills upon listing, charging a listing fee and a carry fee when the asset is sold. Our team is very complete, having experience in startup exits and in blockchain, as well as in consulting. And we support this project with advice and expertise from notable boards. We're a growing ecosystem here in the European space, recognized as one of the most active blockchain startups. And 2020 will be the year for digital assets. So stay tuned on Curio, reach out for financial highlights, and I'll be happy to share more information about us.
Thanks a lot.
Have a nice day.
Wonderful. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much.
Next up is ipOcean and Holger.
Hello, everybody. So my name is Holger Geissler, and I want to quickly introduce to you ipOcean. So let me share my screen first. So we all fear some kind of, have bad feelings or even have right up to fear when we are sharing sensitive information, valuable information or important information to us via the internet. And that's what we are solving with our trust network, ipOcean. And it's becoming more and more important that you really transfer this important information, because we live in a very complex world. It's getting complex every day, more and more. And in order to have action and innovation with impact, you have to solve this complexity. But we all live, in the end of the day, currently in a world with limited talents, limited time, limited trust, and limited resources and budget. And now with the Corona crisis, we even live in a world with limited offline meetings. And that's the reason why collaboration and innovation is so important, because it's needed on the one hand side to be successful and on the other side to survive. You see a lot of examples in the industry of companies who have failed because they haven't innovated. And that's, for instance, BlackBerry. I think everybody has a BlackBerry over the history somewhere, a very nice tool, but it simply disappeared because of missing innovation. And this type of collaborative innovation is getting more and more complex because it's really complicated. Collaboration on the one hand side, now in this online world, and especially innovation. And the background behind it, it's really missing trust on the one hand side, because how do you want to protect your know-how if you're sharing it via the internet? On the other side, you see communication is becoming more and more complex and complicated. It's a time-consuming process if you have really valuable information, because how you want to quickly exchange know-how, data, and ideas. And now we are seeing the switch from offline to online. So it's also a lowering of trust. And here you want to have, and here you can solve, if you solve this problem, you can have fast access to experts and talents, and you really can speed up everything. So that's a big problem, but the solution is also pretty easy. It's a trust network, and that's what we have built. You can bring on one platform all different players in the market, all type of organizations together in a way that they can secure, exchange, and improve information to really drive collaborative action and innovation. And that's, in the end of the day, you're coming up with faster, safer, and better actions and innovation. And this is all, it's a blockchain solution. And there's a blockchain in the background, there's a virtualized legal process in the background where you can really exchange your data. And the thing is, it's really fast, it's user-centric and easy, and it's really a trusty data exchange that is available. And on top of that, it's even GDPR compliant. And if you're looking at the market, you're targeting a really big market, over 100 billion, if you're looking to the targeted addressable market. And so the market opportunity is huge. It's remained untapped because there's really no real competitor close to ipOcean. The majority of all of the competitors are missing these virtual legal process in the background, where you can, before you exchange your information, signing NDAs if you want. And we have a strong traction already in the market with our alpha version. We have developed now on the beta version, on the feedback of all these participants. We are now starting, we have opened now our platform under my.ipOcean.com for the users. And we see a very strong traction here that people really need this type of solution. And what is our go-to-market strategy? So we currently opened the beta version. What we are doing, we are now inviting people for the pilot projects. We will receive their feedback. We will improve our platform because we are still in a beta, but it's full operational. Everything is working. And in the end, because they are doing collaborative innovation, they are doing collaborative actions, we, in the end of the day, create a demand pull in the market. And that's the reason why we believe we have success. This is all built as a very complementary experienced team. And it's the reason why we are so fast, why we could launch this platform so fast, with Emil, who's the blockchain expert, myself doing the strategy and the impact stuff, and with Holger Banks, a network guru in the life science area. And we are currently launched our platform, so please feel invited, come have a look at the platform, use the platform. It's a freemium model, so coming on the platform is for free. We are looking for investors as well. So at a 3 million pre-money valuation, we are looking for 500,000 euros. We will use the money in the end to really run the pilot project to come into this demand pull effect. And last but not least, I just want to say trust is the mother of collaboration. And I believe in the Corona crisis, it's getting more and more important that we find digital solutions. And I think that's the reason why we have success in the future, because now the people have to do these type of work. What they have done with the notary services in the beginning, or where they go to the notary, they can do it now via this platform, ipOcean. So please join us. And if you're an investor interested in us, please get in contact with us. You see our contact details here. And last but not least, I simply want to thank our cooperation partners, Blockrocket on one hand side, organizing this event here, but also the Tech Boost guys, because they are really supporting us here with, because we're on the Open Telecom Cloud. Thanks everybody, and handing back to Benjamin.
All right, thanks a lot, Holger. Next up is Doubt. Wait a second. Unmuted. Yeah.
Can you see my screen?
Yes. I will show like this as a sign when you have 1 minute left. Okay, Doubt?
Okay, cool.
Okay, wonderful. Let's go.
Okay, my name is Dal Zulfikar. I'm one of the founders of License Rocks, and we believe that decentralized technologies will change the way how we treat licenses in the future. So why should you care? With our current solution that we are launching next month, you can save costs up to 60% for on-premise licenses, for Microsoft and Oracle licenses. And also we can add liquidity to your corporate, like if you have any unused licenses, which could be in case of a merger of acquisition, or you're going to cloud migrations.
Doubt, you have the wrong screen on share. We can see your documents and stuff.
You can see my documents.
Like the file structure. And in the background is the pitch deck.
Okay, how can I change that right now?
We can see your entire desktop. So just go on presentation in the pitch deck, and then it should be full screen.
Okay, I can take this one here.
Yeah, looks good. Now press that. Yeah, perfect. Now we can only see the slide.
No, but now I can't see my slides.
Yeah, now they're gone.
Can I change it to that other monitor that I have? And how
yes,
can I
you
do
can.
that?
You can go on the share below, and if you click on share, and then pick only the window you want to share, not the entire desktop.
Look, I do it again, and I say, you see my screen, and now you see that screen, right?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay, sorry about that.
You have to shorten the pitch a little bit.
Damn. Okay, but we can add liquidity, as I stated, in case of those different cases. And what's the real problem there? I mean, the real problem is that 37% of all licenses are not properly licensed. And that's not because people are doing it on purpose or trying to do some fraud. It's just super complex. And we have each year in the European Union, we have 9.6 billion of unused software licenses. So why can blockchain be a solution right now? We tumbled across like a European court decision from 2012 that stated like if you can prove a chain of ownerships and a chain of the license history, like a license lives, like think about different versions and upgrades you can do. And if you're entitled to do them or not, depends whether you have a running maintenance contract. And we are creating a token that represents that license, and to that token we're adding like all those proofs, and they're then saved in our document vault. In case there's an audit, we can show what was the truth and why did we verify, but not us, but third-party experts, why did they verify that this license is entitled to be resold. And only verified licenses are getting to our marketplace. And we're working currently on automation processes as well. So we believe, we know about the SaaS revolution, and we believe that we are not founding a startup in a shrinking market. So we did our architecture that we can apply to other digital products and license use cases there. And we believe we always need domain expertise, come up with a standard, tokenize it, then visualize it. So you take out the complexity with all those license metrics, and end user finally understands like what he's entitled or allowed to do by purchasing that license. And then we want to integrate and automate in corporates environments, because all those corporates, most of them, they already have solutions in place. And I think it's really hard to get into B2B if you're trying to replace things. But what we are trying to do is to leverage their solutions, and we want to monetize it for everyone who's involved, so everyone is smiling, and we're creating an ecosystem. So how did we get there? We did a lot of research, then we pitched in front of the Association of German Insolvency Managers. They gave us like an intro, and we got the Air Berlin insolvency, which is the biggest one in Europe so far, and we iterated our product there and did a full market validation. Then in 2019, we showed how versatile our approach is, because we used another blockchain technology. We used Tupelo, who's coming up later, and we worked with them on a license use case within machine licensing.
15 seconds.
15 seconds, okay.
15 seconds,
and we came up with we came up with a DIN standard, how to securely transfer software licenses. And this year we are going to launch our product next month, hopefully. It all is a little bit postponed because of Corona. And together with Relicense, which is one of the leading retailers in the used software management space from Microsoft. And we're still on track to have like an end-to-end solution. So that means that enterprises can exchange licenses within each other. And what we are looking for seed investment. We are looking for corporates who want to save some money or add liquidity. We're looking for paid POCs. We're not doing any free POCs. And we're looking for collaborations within the whole sector. So I invite you to get your ticket and get on board with us. Feel free to contact me or to ask any question.
Okay, perfect. Thanks, Dowd. Then next one to come up is Alireza from Natix. Can you unmute him, Jan, please?
Yes, I'm on it.
Hi, everyone. Great. I just have to.
Dowd, you need to stop your sharing.
I think, yeah, you have to stop your screen share so that I can share.
No, I want you to see that all day long.
Gladly. Okay. Can you guys see my screen? Also in full screen in a second.
Yes,
yeah,
works well.
Wonderful.
Okay, perfect. Hi, everyone. This is Alireza from Natix. Our goal in Natix is to take cities and workplaces, or in general environments, towards a more conscious state. And we are doing it through opportunistic edge computer vision, which I will explain in a second what it is. But before I jump into our idea, I would like to ask everybody a question. Have you experienced the traffic like this, especially if you travel to a city like LA or London? And if yes, how often did you get a pleasure of a nice green wave? Well, not enough, right? Of course, the problem has many different roots, but the question is, at the very least, why aren't the cities trying to sense their streets at micro level and try to make smarter and faster decisions, not just about their transportation, but also about public safety or even social challenges that they're facing at the moment? I can tell you that the problem is not the infrastructure, because by end of this year, we will have around 1 billion city and commercial cameras, which has just one type of sensor. These guys will produce around 1.6 exabytes of data per day. It's also not about the maturity of computer vision, because this technology is advanced enough that you can detect a wide range of applications, as you can see some of them in this slide. The problem is the following. Today, if you want to use cloud infrastructure for computer vision, for video analytics purposes, you need to collect the data from the cameras, send it to the cloud, process the data there, and then send the insight back to the place where the decision has to be implemented. Well, there are a couple of big issues with this implementation. First of all, it is very expensive. Cloud can cost anything between few hundred to few thousand euro per month per camera for real-time video analytics. And on top of that, you also have the communication infrastructure. Fiber optic cable can cost anything between 5,000 to 10,000 euros per camera to equip these guys with communication infrastructure. It's not very easy to implement such an architecture. Sometimes the time it takes to send the data to the cloud and get a response back, it's too long to support many time-sensitive applications. And very importantly, it also endangers the privacy and security of citizen-sensitive data. I mean, you have people's faces in these footages, you have number plates in these footages, and these are really challenges that stop the larger scale adoption of such solutions when it comes to smart cities. And this kind of cloud dependency is exactly what Natix is trying to minimize and eventually remove in the future. So we have been working on Natix Edge Agent, which is a minimal software stack that can run on any type of cameras. Let it be an analog camera that can be converted to a digital camera or an IP camera, or an IP camera that can be equipped with an AI chip and can run the Natix Edge Agent. And what it does is that the Natix Edge Agent, it enables very easy deployment of AI models across a whole network of cameras. On top of that, it also enables the cameras to exchange data, applications, or even eventually computation power in order to do things such as data fusion, but not going to the cloud, everything at the edge of the network where the data is actually being collected. So to summarize, Natix Edge Agent has event recognition AI deployment, end-to-end security, which is device data and interaction security. By the way, here is where we are using SSI and blockchain. Video anonymizer, which is a basic component. So it basically anonymizes the video footage right there on top of the camera before the data is being stored or passed to another entity. And video optimizer, which also helps to cut or filter the non-content holding part of the footage. And as a result, our solution is much cheaper, much faster, very much privacy preserving. And we also enable infrastructure sharing. We also enable the entities to really share the camera infrastructure without having to give access to the camera itself or to the footage of the camera. A very interesting use case that, or lead that we have had is infrastructure, which actually really bodes out the Natix advantages, is infrastructure assisted driving in controlled environments. Here, the end customer is a car manufacturer that would like to transport the newly produced cars from the production plant to the parking spot. This is a manual job today. And of course, they're relying on a lot of onboard car sensors, but due to the sensitivity of this application, they also want to leverage the camera infrastructure in order to, for example, track the vehicle trajectory and fix it. Of course, Natix has other use cases.
15 seconds left.
Okay, when it comes to smart cities or mobilities, Just a few words on our current traction and goals. We are in touch with different companies, camera manufacturers, chip manufacturers, system integrators, and our goal is to extend our pilot portfolio and of course find co-development partners. We are also raising, so if you are interested, please feel free to scan the QR code and contact me. And yeah, we'd be happy to have a chat. Thank you.
Perfect, thanks. Then next one up would be Topper.
Hello, so let me share my screen here. All right, everyone got me?
Yeah,
Yep.
Wonderful.
All right. First of all, thank you everyone for coming. I know time is super valuable right now, and so thanks for spending it here. I'm here to talk about Tupelo, which is a layer 1 platform, and it's pretty different than other blockchains. It's not the Ethereum killers that you hear from others. It's a platform purposely designed for all of the real world projects out there. So specifically not designed first for currency, but designed for ownership. It also, it solves all of the issues that come up when you're trying to build these real world products. And the biggest scalability issues that we found, and I'm sure you have too, when trying to develop on a blockchain, is that there's the cost of development. Blockchains are new technologies, super hard to use. There's the cost of transactions, which are the worst kind of expensive. They're variable from a couple of cents to hundreds of dollars. And then trying to build any sort of privacy or real world regulation preserving application gets really difficult. So when I say scalability here, I'm not actually talking about transactions per second, though that's part of it, but I'm talking about the scalability of actually building your applications. Tupelo does this by completely changing the way the ledger works. This can get highly technical. We only have 5 minutes, but the basic gist of it is that instead of a single blockchain for a history of all objects, Tupelo takes every single object and puts them into their own little ledger. So it's we have this new data structure called a chain tree, which is a blockchain of updates to an object and a tree of current state. And there's one for every single object in the world. So like my identity would have a chain tree, you know, my glass of water here has a chain tree. And doing that allows us to add a bunch of benefits for how developers can build applications on Tupelo. One, Tupelo is fast, so you know transactions per second is a part of it. We haven't done a ton of optimization, but we're doing a few hundred transactions per second with 3 to 4 second finality. It's super easy to use, so rather than deploying smart contracts, you actually can, it feels like using a SaaS product to developers. You're calling things like set data on object, change ownership, and the SDK is super familiar. It works in both JavaScript and Go right now, and more coming. And also one big deal is that one of our partners said to us, if you can get all developers in a room to agree upon a technology, then you don't need a blockchain, right? And that really resonates with how Tupelo works, which is that, hey, if you start getting trusted data into a system, then interoperability can happen over time. You don't have to get everyone into the room to agree on all these things up front, whether that's data formats or smart contract sets. I think a lot of, if there's anyone from corporates here, I think my guess is that your blockchain project started with, hey, let's start talking to a bunch of people and start figuring out what the data formats we want to interchange are. And that is just going to set you up for 2 years of upfront planning before you actually start doing something. Where with Tupelo, you can just get going. I mentioned transaction costs. We model transactions on Tupelo break even for the signers at around 3/1000ths of a cent. It might go a little higher than that, but the transactions are always going to remain cheap. Part of what we have done is build in a dual token model there, which allows for price fluctuations in investor tokens, but keeping transaction costs low as opposed to highly variable costs. And so that's another complicated topic that I'm happy to get into later, but just that Tupelo considers what it means to build real world applications, and that doesn't mean paying $100 sometimes for transactions. The data scalability problem, every application has different needs for data on the blockchain, right? So if you have a dissonant petition, you're gonna wanna put it on a highly tamper resistant storage like Arweave or something like that. If you're gonna be 2 corporates interacting or 4 corporates interacting, then maybe you wanna keep that data all within your corporate walls and just share it within each other. Sometimes you wanna keep data fully public out to consumers, and Tupelo builds that flexibility into the very structure of the system, into chain trees, and allows things like GDPR compliance, the right to be forgotten, putting extra data in just for partners, but keeping some of it public, but all descending from a single root of trust. All of that is built into the system. So all of this adds up to faster, cheaper, scalable, and flexible. And I'm happy to go into more details on all of this. 5 minutes is not enough to explain a deeply technical layer 1 project, but people have started to build on it. License Rocks, Dowd gave us a nice little shout out there too. It's been super awesome to work with them. And it's a use case that makes sense on Tupelo, right? It's software licensing as opposed to currency, right? So we've had everyone from mobility marketplaces to gaming, to machine licensing, and we're looking for more and more people to come and build their solutions on top of Tupelo, and we're here to help with that, and make your blockchain projects actually work in the real world. So just to sum all that up, Tupelo is purpose-built from usage, right? Like the Tupelo came about because I was trying to build a real-world project, an information security company on layer 1 projects, and realized that the hype was so far ahead of the technology, and Tupelo brings the technology up to the hype for these non-currency applications. And Tupelo is purpose-built for these things that you're building, whether it's a mobility marketplace or even a bond issuance or something like that. Anything that has this concept of here's an object, here's some data, here's an owner, which tends to be a lot of applications. And it's the only one that is purpose-built for you to actually get your business done. Happy to talk to anybody and everybody about Tupelo. It's my favorite thing to talk about, and I look forward to your questions.
Okay, perfect. Thanks for your pitch. Then we are done for star pitches. Thanks a lot to all of you guys. To the audience and the other startups, if you're interested in joining future events, we host those at least on a monthly basis, then feel free to reach out to us and to apply to our program. We have quite a few questions, but I've seen that a lot of questions have already been answered in the WhatsApp group. And since we're already a little bit above our target, I would suggest to all the founders, first, please try to answer all the questions to completion in the WhatsApp chat. And again, make sure to put your contact details all in the WhatsApp group so people can reach out directly to you.